Angry guy here, and men are refusing to even speak to women anymore, and women are furious. Men are refusing to even speak to women anymore, and women are furious. So, guys, I've talked about this. Men are choosing to avoid relationships, they're choosing to avoid dating and marriage. 75% of men are no longer dating. They're not dating, they're not looking for marriage, they're not marrying, they're not seeking out any form of relationship. These men are no longer approaching women, they're not having conversations. They're absolutely not interested in relationships at all. And modern women say they don't care, but then at the same time, they're basically trolling men on social media over this, and saying things like the actions of these men is very, very negative, and it's a passive aggressive action by men, and they need to stop doing it. And they think that this is how they're going to get men to come back to the table. One of the things I constantly complain about are the simps and the horrible effect that simps have on men. You know, so many guys are told, what the consequences are for getting into a relationship, what the dangers are getting into just a random relationship. And so many dudes, they should be focused on getting their bag, building up their money, and they should not be in a relationship. Like, you as a man should not, as a young man especially, young men should not be in relationships. And it's hard for so many men to hear. It's so hard for a lot of men to hear this because they don't have fathers in their lives, men who are older. It's crazy because I don't plan on having children. And the irony is that it's a person like me that should have children, but I just can't do it right now. And I don't know if I'll ever be able to do it, especially I'm 40 years old. I'll be 41 this year, you know, and a lot of these men, they lead these young men down the path of simping and pain and suffering because they encourage them to go and get married, and they basically try to romanticize marriage and relationship like it's something wonderful. And anytime you have a video where you discuss how these guys lost everything in divorce court, you'll have a bunch of simps in the comments immediately saying how, oh, you chose wrong, or I've been married 25 years and things have been wonderful. And it's like they're trying their hardest to push to tell men to go down this path, and it's ridiculous. And then finally, and then of course you'll have the other guys who'll pop up and say, yeah, I was married for 35 years, and then one day she just changed, and that was it, I lost everything. I was married for 25 years, and one day she just changed, and I lost everything. And guy after guy has the same story. And what they don't understand is that unless you have a guy like me in your life, you're not going to know certain things. And like I said, I'm still learning myself. Despite all the pain and suffering I've gone through and all the knowledge I've gained, it's like there's just so many layers to unpack when it comes to women and their mental state. For example, a lot of men don't realize that, when a woman suddenly just changes on them immediately, they don't realize the change didn't just happen right then and there. She was just hiding it. Okay? She was pretending, she was going through the motions. And men are very simple creatures. They make the money, they pay the bills, and they come home, they greet their wives, and they assume everything is okay. They don't realize that a woman will have will have mentally divorced you years ago. She will have divorced the man years ago. She will have divorced him ages ago, and he doesn't even realize this. Okay, what I say divorced him, she's psychologically she's already opted out of the relationship years ago, years ago. And I said this once and I'll say it again. A woman is planning her divorce before she plans her wedding, because most women do not marry men that they love. Most women marry men that they need. Okay? They need these men so they can build their lives off them. These guys are plan B guys. That's why you have women who marry military men constantly, because they know the exact days when these men get paid. They know about the military pension. They target these men. Because they know these men are young. They know these men a lot of times have bonus sign-on bonuses. It's predatory. It's absolutely predatory behavior, and no one stands up for men, no one warns men, except for the manosphere. But a lot of these other guys out there, they basically try to act like it's fun and games, and the Sims, and they send young men down this path of misery, pain, and suffering, and then these guys end up homeless and on the street, and they can't feed themselves. Like if you're a 20-year-old man, you have no business dating. You have no business dating. You have no business getting into relationships. You have no business talking to girls. I'm just being very, very honest. Like if you're a young man, you have no business getting into anything, okay? Because this is how you mess up your life. You should be focused entirely on getting your bag. And getting your bag today does not mean going to college. Okay? For the average, if you want to make, unless you're going to school for, medicine or law, and you need to understand that, for example, if the amount of time you're going to lose in school pursuing medicine, and then you may not even like the work that you're doing, is ridiculous. If you want money, medicine is not the way to go. If law is not the way to go, unless you have a passion. And you have to understand that you're going to have to build your own brand, you're going to have to build your own business. That's how it, like, like it's just not happening. And the amount of effort and work you're going to have to put in, no. So you have to understand that this stuff will often take you decades. You want to make money as a doctor, you're 18 years old. Understand that you're going to be doing this for 2 decades before sometimes you really see, like, you see money, you see bread like that. And I'm just being straight with y'all. Law, it's the same. It's absolutely the same. And it's like that for many other fields. The best place for a lot of young people to go, is to get a trade, and that's what a lot of these men should be doing. Go out, stop messing around with, if you don't have any money at all, and you're living with your parents, one of the best things to do is you can get yourself an e-bike or whatever and do a bit of Uber, do a bit of DoorDash. But understand, these are not jobs, these are side hustles. But what they will allow you to do is to begin saving money. So during the time while you're, for example, going to trade school and getting yourself a trade, learning how to become a plumber or an electrician or a welder. What you can learn welding in like 3 to 6 months. It doesn't take a long time to learn welding. It depends on the kind of welding you're doing. These jobs will not be replaced by AI, I'm telling you. Or roofing. There's so many jobs you can learn within a couple of months. Once you get those skill sets, and a lot of these jobs are not extremely difficult, and there's some very special, there's these little specializations in, here and there, where they pay a lot of money. And once you've gotten those skills, you can start working very, very quickly. Even an auto mechanic does not require a significant amount of time to get those skill sets. And as more people are leaving these industries, people don't want to work, the boomers are retiring. There's so much need for these jobs. There's so much need for this. And as a young men, or men trying to make a change in life, go and learn a trade, and then apply those skills, and then save your money. If you're just coming out of high school, save your money. Let live, continue living with mom. Don't pay for, if you pay for as little as you can, I mean, and then go from there and save. Within a short period of time, you will have 10,000, $20,000 saved over the course of a year. I'm just being very honest. Or a little over a year, you will have $10,000 to $20,000 saved, and it won't be as hard as you think. And then from there, and while, like I said, while you're doing, and that's just doing something like DoorDash and Uber Eats, doing a little bit of that. And while you're doing that, because that's just going to supplement your income while you're learning a trade or something else, you're building something else, and learning new skills is very, very valuable. There's so many fields, for example, like data, like, learning how to be a prompt engineer, getting into data science, and there's so many opportunities. And you build your net worth up, you build your skill set up, and you take it from there, so that you have something in the bank. And then you learn about, being a passport king is the future. You have a lot of dudes going overseas and buying properties for literally nothing around, in countries where, they're just basically giving these houses away. Like there's a dude black dude. I was watching a video of this guy, Passport King, went over to Italy, and they have houses in Italy that they're giving away. They're selling for $1, and he picked up a house, two houses, and I believe he paid maybe 5,000 for each one. And these are great properties, and you can turn around and turn these into rental properties, or you can live in Italy, and you pay the property taxes, to my understanding, and it's not a lot, and you own the property. And guys, think about this: you go to Italy, purchase a house, and you can turn that into an Airbnb. You can turn these properties into an Airbnb instantly, fix them up, make them with just a very small amount of investment. It doesn't take a lot. You can make them even into hostels. It doesn't matter, and you will have money coming in, and you have a place to live whenever you want to travel. And it's like, this is what I've said, that men are creating empires. Men are building their empires all around the world right now, and that's what young men should be focusing on doing: building your empire and not messing around with women in Western society. And it's like, you have to, like, there's so many consequences for doing this. And a lot of men need to learn about this. Guys, if you're enjoying the content, help get the channel to 100,000 subscribers on our journey to 2 million by subscribing to the channel. If you already haven't, liking the video and turning on notifications to never miss another video ever again. Men are refusing to even speak to women anymore, and women are furious. What do you guys think regarding this? I want to hear your thoughts, so let's talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you like the video, share the video, and just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away, and cheers.